All right, today I'm going to show you how to create a killer RFP response. And to get started, we're going to pretend that the company Podium has created an RFP and sent it to us. They want some work done on their website. I'm going to pretend that I am one of the marketers of the No Good Marketing company. This is a known marketing agency, okay? All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag out a text node. A text node is basically RFP. Sorry, I can't do two things at the same time. Our Podium RFP. A text node is basically a place where you can just store a bunch of information and feed it into our AI tools, okay? Now let's go get that. Let's pretend I got this in an email. Just copy and pasted the RFP in here. If you got it as a PDF or whatever, you could also upload it. Okay, now what you would most likely do in this kind of a setting, you would take this RFP and then you would feed it into GPT, right? Now this is called a text generator. This is basically a GPT. It's the easiest way to explain it. It runs off of different artificial intelligence tools. So in this case, it's actually running off of GPT. We got GPT-4, Preview, etc. And we also have other companies. Okay, great. So you basically say something like, write me an RFP response for the following RFP. And if you wanted to, you could say something like, you are a marketer at the No Good Marketing Agency. Okay, so we're going to send that through. And while that's doing its thing, and I'm going to label this actually, normal GPT response. Okay, then I'm going to show you how a response with FluxPrompt might look. As we're doing this, I'm going to use my FluxPrompt chat, and I've already done this, but I'll do it again just so you know that it works. What are the top five components of a good RFP? This helps me because it just gives me a sense of how to structure my response, right? What are the different pieces that I can do or the tasks that I can break down and do individually, right? So right here it says, well, you probably need an executive summary. You probably need a project description and requirements, a proposal submission information, evaluation criteria, contract terms, etc. Okay, so let's do that. All right, but first let's look at the normal response that we would get from ChatGPT, right? As you can see, it's pretty bare bones. It's got some introduction here. It's got an about us, experience and success stories that it looks like it made up. Yeah. Okay, great. So the first thing that I'm going to do here, and to make it a little bit easier, is I've already written out some prompts, and I'm just going to copy and paste the prompts over. All right, first thing is let's spread this out. You're a marketing consultant for No Good Consulting Agency, and you have just received the following RFP. List out the deliverables to address the needs of the company. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into the content. Yes, that's a little bug. We're going to fix that. Okay, great. Now, to help this out a little bit, I'm going to add some more instruction to this. So just to give you a sense, Categorize the proposal into different sections, such as creative technology, etc. This will make it easy for the prospect to understand the different parts of the proposal and the different activities being recommended. In each section, you should list out the specific deliverables. Just list out the deliverables. Don't worry about writing other parts of the proposal. Okay, so this is just, I'm trying to get AI to help me understand what it is that we would do for this company, right? So let's press go on that. And while that's working, I'm going to drag out another generator. And the next thing, after we get this list of things that we will need to do for this company, as you can see here, let me move this down a little bit more. As you can see, it gave us some pretty detailed things that we would have to provide for the company. Okay, and now that is basically just kind of a project description, right? And some of the requirements, right? But now one of the things that we need to do is talk about deadlines and pricing and everything. So what I did is I created another prompt here that says, take the following deliverables and prioritize them in the order a consulting agency would tackle them, then add how many people it would take, how long it would take, start and end times, assuming the contract starts on February 1st, 2024, and how much it would cost for each. Okay, perfect. So I'm hopefully you get a sense that really all I'm doing is treating AI like my personal assistant, right? This is something that I would tell somebody to do. Hey, look at this list, prioritize it, give it some information, give it a little bit of, the dates, etc. Right? So that is going to give me a little bit more clarity. And as we've done before, for this one, I thought, let me add, a persona. You're a marketing consultant with 20 years of experience working at a top consulting agency. Okay, great. So let's run that. This is going to give us really great details, because if I were to ask GPT, let's close this, to do this and then do this, it wouldn't do as good of a job. Okay. Next, and let me label these so that we don't get lost while this is running. So this is the key deliverables. And this is working on pricing and timeline. Okay, and now this talks about having a good, company overview, right? So let's go and do that. Let's drag this out. And in order to do a company overview, if I were to say something like, oh, sorry, let's look at this real quick. Oh, as you can see, it did a pretty good job. It took all of this information, it added how many people, how long it's going to take, the beginning and the end, and the cost. It's pretty detailed. It's great. Okay, the next thing we were talking about is a company overview, right? So let's overview. If I were to say, give me a company overview for No Good, it most likely is going to make up a bunch of stuff. So what I decided to do in this case is actually go and do some research. What I did was I grabbed one of my Google search nodes, right? And I went and I searched an interview with No Good founder. Okay, so my assumption is that an interview with the founder is going to give us a pretty good sense of what the company overview is, right? Okay, then it gave me a response. As you can see, it gave me lots of different articles that I don't really care to read. So I'm going to let AI read it for me. All right, let's see. I'm going to ask AI to basically, I need a story that will likely tell the story of how No Good was founded and what the organization does. Pick the article that is most likely to answer those questions and return the link to the story. Nothing else. Okay, great. So I'm going to connect that in here. And then I'm going to hit send. All right. Now, while that's working, so it looks like it gave me this this story right here. Then I'm going to go and get I am going to get my web crawler out. I'm going to connect my web crawler. I'm going to go use scraping bee, and I'm going to go and say, hey, go generate this story for me. And as you can see, it brought back all of the text. Oh, it's an interview with Mustafa Elbermoui. I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, so it's an interview with him, and I'm going to basically feed that because I don't want to read the interview. And I'm just going to feed that into my content box, and I'm going to say, well, I already have the prompt, so I'm just going to copy it real quick. And here are a couple of things that I said. All right, we have received an RFP from podium.com. Probably didn't need to write that, but it's always nice to add a little context for AI, which is shared below. Oh, okay, so I'm going to go and take this RFP, and I am going to bring the RFP and connect it in here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because my assumption is that in order to write a really good company overview that's targeting or tailored for Podium, I wanted the AI to have that information, right? And so I don't know if I needed that, but that's my assumption here. All right, so please write about the company's history, mission, team, and achievements. Okay. Now, I'm going to send this, and I'm going to wait for that to happen here. And then the next thing that my response in here talked about is giving some good examples, right? So while that's working, I believe No Good has an example. Let's see here, results. Okay, they have a lot of examples. I'm going to grab this one. This one talks a little bit more about what the RFP is looking for and increasing. But first, it has to. Oh, there it goes. Okay, great. Now I'm just gonna copy and paste this. I don't really have the time. Oh, squad. That's nice. Okay, great. Then I'm going to go back here. Hopefully, it's done. All right, so it finished. Let me close these. It finished. That is a really good company overview. It is really good, probably too much, but I will show you what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say this is a case study. Right. And I have pasted that case study in here. Okay, perfect. Great. All right. So now we have we basically have a lot of really great, we have most of the components here. Oh, yes. There's another one that I thought was interesting. They talk about in here that you need, talk about your team or whatever. Okay, so we're gonna try something crazy. I've never done this. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I think it will work. All right, so I just went to LinkedIn. I went to No Good and looked at the people, and I am just gonna copy some other information here. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Okay, right. Okay, that's our team. There we go. I'm gonna come in here. I'm just gonna paste all that information in here, and then I'm going to go with. Okay, great. So there's the team, and then I am going to put it all together. So let's drop in another AI generator, and I'm going to just put it all together. Let me see what prompt I wrote here. All right. Okay, let's look at this. I basically said, look, take all of this material, and then I kind of just summarized the material. I don't even know if I needed to do that, but it's an RFP request from Podium, deliverables, timeline, about us section, our company, a case study, and I'll even write team in here since I just added that. Make sure you include and do not change the deliverables, start and end times, how many people will be working on it, and cost. Those are important. So sometimes what happens is if you do something like this, then it kind of makes assumptions and whatever. Sometimes it leaves some things out or changes some things. And so I just decided, hey, let's make sure that AI knows that I don't want any of the deliverables changed, right? So I'm going to go back. Remember, here is the deliverables with pricing and timeline. That's all I need. Perfect. Then I'm going to connect the company overview. Here we go. Then I'm going to connect the case study, and I'm also going to connect the team. Hopefully that worked. Okay, great. Now let's send this and let's see what happens. And then let's compare here. I wish I had some AI jokes right now, but I don't. All right, here we go. Okay, let's close this real quick. Let's close this. And let's compare. Oh, this is another bug. Don't worry, we're fixing them. We're still in alpha. We're still in alpha, but this is pretty amazing. Okay, great. So here's the generic response. It made up stuff about my company that it didn't know. This is the one that we created, right? And recipient name, we could have probably put that into the RFP. I don't know if I thought to do that, but it gives an kind of like an intro. It talks about the specific project and our understanding of what is needed. It gives all of the deliverables and timelines. It and the cost, right? Company overview. It talks a little bit about our success and history and recognitions, the cost structure. Okay, great. So that's, I think that's a pretty good RFP. All right, now I just noticed that it didn't seem to add the team. I went through all that trouble and it didn't add the team. Okay, well, let's fix that. Okay, let's make sure that it knows, please add the appropriate team members who would be best to work on this project. Okay, let's send it. All right. And of course, you can go back and tweak any of this. I'm doing this quite rushed, but hopefully this gives you a sense of what we're trying to accomplish here. So as you can see, our the RFP response that we're doing is a lot more detailed, has a lot more content. I think it would most likely win. Oh, look, it even added the founder of the company and whatever information we had on it. Okay. All right, let's see if it did it. Oh, there we go. We got Ryan Sylvester, data analyst, Marina C. Wow, pretty sweet. Okay, great. So hopefully that gave you a sense of how using FluxPrompt can help you with your workflows. The best part about this is that if I do this and I connect these different endpoints right here, what I'm doing is I'm creating a repeatable automated workflow. And I could say, anytime, all I have to do is change this RFP and hit execute, and it does it all automatically, just to the way that you want. And if you wanted to add some tone or some other examples of RFPs, you could do that as well. But then you can have your RFP written in a matter of minutes. Hope you enjoyed this demo.